Hello, it's me, Kayla Rochelle, your friendly family, people, small business event photographer, and I want to talk a little bit about an event I recently photographed. The style of photography, the way I kind of like sum up what I offer for event photography is that I have a very fly on the wall approach. I'm not there to be a part of your guest situation, though I can get chatty with your guests a little later in the night because universally you have the best family and friends and I love meeting them. But I'm there to kind of make sure that not only are the big moments of your event captured, but the small ones too. There's a lot of micro things that occur at a gathering that you just can't be privy to, especially if you're hosting this event, right? You cannot see every conversation that happens the whole event. And that's my job, is to photograph it so that when you get the photos after the party, you're seeing the things that you knew happened and the things you didn't know happened, the connections that were made, the big laughters, the hugs, all that stuff really matters. You know, a lot goes into the planning of an event, and you're planning this event for a reason, and you're creating a feeling in the event, right? You're putting together all of these details and finding the best vendors to make sure that the feeling and the vibe of your event is very clear when everybody's there. And the goal is for the photos you get after the event to recreate that same feeling and vibe. So one of the things I tend to do in my photo galleries after events is they tend to be very storyteller. They involve a lot of people sometimes in the background. I like to get, if there's a group of people, I like to get the whole group. It's not as much tight in close shots as you might find from like a family session. If we're doing a newborn session, I'm going to be zooming in and focusing on the little fingernails and the little snuggles. Where if you're having a great party and everyone's dancing and having fun, I want to capture all of the people that were together celebrating your event in that space. And so there's a lot more photos that are a bit pulled back. It's much more, for me, it feels much more storytelling of the entirety of the event, not so much close-ups on things like a hand holding a drink, for instance. Recently, I photographed an event and sent the family so many photos. It was so much fun. I had the best time, sent them so many photos. And after the fact, got an email that said, we love all these photos, but we wish some of them were a little bit more cropped in. No problem. That is not a problem at all. And so I replied, I totally get that, right? I wanted to include as many of the background people as possible so that 10, 15 years down the road, you can kind of look at your photos and be like, oh my gosh, I forgot that Aunt Susie was there. And like, can you believe Floyd wore that? Oh my God, that's crazy. Even if the photo's not of Floyd, he's in the background, and that's sometimes just as important in that future storytelling. But for your specific needs, you want to print some stuff. Maybe you want some that you really love, but you wish it was closer up to for a card. Shoot me an email. In this case, I said, go right into your gallery, put a little heart, favorite any of the photos that you want me to crop in, and I'm going to get right to it. It's really just that easy. See, I, as a photographer, am being paid to not only capture your event, but to tell the story of your event visually. But that doesn't always mean that the story that I'm telling matches the story you have for your event. So being able to just reach back out and be like, hey, it's all good, but can you crop in a few? Totally done. Easy peasy. And if you never ask, you'll never know. That's like a very simple thing. I say at the end of all of my headshot and branding sessions, I am going to edit these to represent my eyes in this experience, right? I'm not going to paint your hair teal if your hair is not teal. But if you really wish your hair was teal, go ahead and contact me and we can do some high touch edits, no problem. Events work the same way. And I probably need to start making that a bit more clear. I'm going to retell your story as I experienced it, but you may have experienced the story a little different, and that is totally okay. You are hiring me not only to capture those photos, but to give you that story. So just reach out to me, and I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that we get your edits perfection for all of your needs. And also, thank you for having me. I love a good party. And it's so much fun to be out partying without the constraints of needing to say hi to every single person in the room because I'm the host. You know what I mean? I just get to like attend your event and hang out and celebrate. It's so cool. Such a win-win.